I heard there was this podcast, yo, about something funny like wrestling and so. And you really care about wrestling, don't you? There are drop kicks and leases all over the board, and then something called the Wrestling Hold. It's a super duper fun podcast about wrestling. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. Well, Fro and Bill and maybe a guest or two is here to hold your hand and guide you through a podcast about wrestling. We have a lot of extreme fun, and that without the gun, because I needed something to rhyme on with. That wrestling show, that wrestling show, that wrestling show, that wrestling show. Well, sit your behinds gently down and listen to our podcast sound and try to guess this week's pro question. You win a lot of cool things and also help Bill with his bills. That's a super duper fun competition. That wrestling show. 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 That wrestling show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And Fro, that catchphrase could not be any more used than this week on our show.
Definitely not. And to the listeners, yes, what you hear is me having a little stuttering. I sometimes get it. It's just something that happens. So if you hear me stutter, that's because I actually stutter.
And for those of you, I had to take a sock off. There was a really big hole in my sock, so if you smell during this show, you know why.
Yes, but it's probably going to be better as we continue the podcast.
Oh,
but, the only thing to do is actually to relax and try to talk. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, this week, this is the big week for now, because, we're a few weeks away from the WrestleMania preview show, but this is the week where Fro and I reviewed WCW Halloween Havoc 1998. Oh my god.
I have seen a lot of shit in my life. This brings shit into new territory. It's pretty terrible.
And to have more fun with this, I was going to save it for later, but I'll mention it now. I found Dave Meltzer's review of the entire show.
Oh my god.
So we'll dive into what the Meltz thought about that.
Oh, I've taken so many notes on this show. I never thought it would be so difficult to watch.
Well, you know, for me, it was... I think I had to pause like 2 or 3 times the whole show. But it was so easy to watch because the Academy Awards were on, so I knew, hey, I got nothing else to watch. So let's watch this, get it over with.
I mean, it's a big bag of different wrestling, that's for sure.
It is definitely that. Plus, Fro and I, we were going to make our predictions for both Ring of Honor's 16th anniversary show and WWE Fastlane, which both are taking place this weekend, and so much more to discuss.
And I'm going to say the words that I have been looking forward to saying a lot. This is the first time I'm looking forward to a Fastlane in my entire life.
This may be the only time you could ever say that. I don't know if they're going to have Fastlane next year.
Holy shit, that has been a bad pay-per-view before. But this time there's matches in here I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. Before we begin, or before we get into the news, because we do have news to discuss, I want to bring to attention, not only to you, Fro, but to everyone listening to our podcast, we are very close to hitting... It is a milestone. It's a minor milestone, but it's a milestone. We are 3 people away from hitting 200 members on our Facebook group. We're 3 people away. So, this is what I want to do. And I want to see if this can happen. If we can get 3 new people to join our group between now and next week, by next week's episode, I will give every person who has gotten an answer correct in our trivia contest on this road to WrestleMania, I will give them 3 additional entries.
Ooh.
So, and to make it fair, the next 3 people that join, and it has to be from the time you hear this episode to next week, I'll give you a free entry.
Ooh.
That's how much of a good mood I'm in right now.
Toot toot.
Because we just hit over 200 followers on Twitter.
Nice.
So let's match it up. Let's get 200 members on our Facebook group.
Do it.
Do it!
Do it now.
Yes.
Talking about competition, we had a competition this week with a hashtag for Fro in our Facebook group, and I saw that some people were really, 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 really good at following the rules.
Yes. Yeah, we do. For those who missed our show last week, we had a first, actually, because we usually, when Fro asks the question of the week, you get, 1 answer. Last week, we had 5 different answers. And from that, 5 people got an entry into our WrestleMania drawing. So, before I tell you who won it, let's run down the referees from Starrcade 83, because I could only name of 3 myself before you ask that question. So the 5 referees that the 5 referees that had a match. Oh, let me rephrase that again. Okay, I'm messing up here. The 5 people that were referees at Starrcade 83 were Tommy Young, Gene Kiniski, Angelo Mosca, Sonny Fargo, and Stu Schwartz. Boy, if that isn't a Jewish-sounding name, I don't know what the hell is. So, our winners for this week, 5 different winners. This is the first we've ever done this.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Miller, Steve Miller, no relation, Justin Drysdale, Jason Richardson, and Jordan Inacone are the 5 winners this week. So you all win an entry into the big WrestleMania drawing, which takes place during our WrestleMania preview show 4 weeks away. Can you believe it, Fro? We're 4 weeks away.
And this week I have cheated. I've made sure that I know that you don't know the answers because we're going to do the competition early this week.
All right.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
The only thing that was set in stone was that it had to be pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, you mean for the trivia?
Yeah.
That
it had to be a pay-per-view.
I think I don't remember, to be honest.
Okay. So I cheated. Let's go for UFC 100.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
I told you I cheated. So we start with the preliminary card, and we have Shannon Gogarty against Matt Grice.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna say Matt Grice.
No, Shannon won.
Oh. Okay.
Middleweight, we have CB Dollaway against Tom Lawlor.
Oh, okay. Now Tom Lawlor is currently in professional wrestling, so he is one who's transitioned from MMA to professional wrestling. His transition isn't known as well as, a Brock Lesnar and a Ronda Rousey and a Shayna Baszler, but that should be one that everyone should keep an eye on. I'm going to say Lawler won that match.
He did. The first lightweight champion went for 1 round and took 2 minutes and 36 seconds, by the way.
All right.
The middleweight took 55 seconds. That's pretty fast.
Yeah, that's a fast fight.
Then we start some welterweight. Dong Hyo Kim against TJ Grant.
Yeah, those sound like real fighters.
Yes, this was a decision, by the way.
Oh, so it did go to the judges.
Yes.
Who was the second one?
TJ Grant.
I'm gonna say Kim.
That was Kim.
Yes.
Then we have Jim Miller against Mac Danzig. This also went to decision.
Alright. I'm gonna say Danzig.
No, it was Miller.
Ah, okay.
Then we have John Jones. Actually, one lightweight I know who is. Against Jack O'Brien. And I can say that the method were submission.
Well, it has to be John Bones Jones.
It was.
I figured.
And it was a modified guillotine choke. After 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Then we have a light heavyweight. And it was Mark Coleman against Stephen Boner. And it went to a decision. You know Steve Boner.
Right. Did you ever watch Growing Pains?
Yes.
You remember the character Boner, right?
Yes.
You just had to bring that up. You know what? For the comedy purposes of this, I know I'm going to get this wrong. I'm going to say Boner won the fight.
He didn't. Boner lost.
In more ways than one.
In more one, yeah. Okay, then we have the main card. This is more or less why I picked this.
Okay.
It's Yokohiro Akiyama against Alan Bolsher, and it went to the decision.
I'm going to say Alan Bolsher.
No, the one with the long name.
Oh, okay.
Then we have a welterweight, John Finch against Polo Tigo, and it also went to decision.
I'm going to say Tigo.
Nope. Then we have Dan Anderson against Michael Bisping, yeah. And this went to a KO punch.
Okay. And I'm going to say Bishing.
He was actually in Tough Enough. Not Tough Enough, sorry. What is that MMA show called?
Oh, The Ultimate Fighter?
The Ultimate Fighter, thank you. But it was Dan Henderson that went. Then we have the welterweight champion. It was Tigo Alves against George St. Pierre.
Alright. Now I'm back. Okay, I'm going to get back on my ways on this one. George St. Pierre.
Mm-hmm. And then a heavyweight championship that you never heard of, the guys.
Right.
It's Brock Lesnar against Frank Mir.
Yeah, I've never heard of those guys.
Right? Brock Lesnar? Yeah.
Yeah, who's that? I'm going to say Brock won that match.
He did, as TKO.
And then if I remember correctly, like, I heard, or I think I saw it actually on YouTube, after the match he did an interview and he said he was going to bang his wife. So.
Mm-hmm. He did.
Yeah.
But here's the question for the listeners. In which round did Brock Lesnar win? In which round did Brock Lesnar win?
All right. That's a fair question. So you have a 1 in 5 shot basically to get this right. So, So again, the question for this week: what round did Brock Lesnar win at UFC 100? So
yes, a good pay-per-view, by the way. I've seen UFC 100.
I can't get into UFC. I tried. I just can't get into it.
I think I've seen more UFC than I will ever see WCW.
Yeah.
Definitely after this
After this
WCW.
Yeah.
Let's begin.
Well, don't you want to get to the news first, or do you want to get? No, you want to go right through the review.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get right into the review. So, Halloween Havoc, 1998. This is the event that you, the fans, voted upon for Fro to watch, and like I promised Fro, I would watch the show with you so we can talk about this. Las Vegas, Nevada was the location. October 25th, 1998 was the date.
Yes, and I have a lot of notes here. Shit music while we see the wrestlers in the main event. Snickers presents the show. Cool demon with a pumpkin.
Oh yeah, I like the entrance.
Oh yeah, the pumpkin thing is really cool. We have Mark Tenay, Charlie, and Bobby on commentary.
Yep.
And they talk about the big return match in
right. And you know, okay.
Can't wait to see that.
Okay, I want to get into that real quick because they mentioned that throughout the whole show.
Oh,
and
they couldn't talk about anything else.
Right. Because here are my... Okay, I had two thoughts when they said that. One is, okay, at that time, maybe it was. And my second thought is, now, not a freaking chance.
I actually would say if we had the biggest return match in history right now, it would probably be CM Punk.
You mean return match?
Yeah.
Punk against Cena?
Yeah.
Because I would say, to me, the biggest return match ever is Hogan and Andre. But
yeah, but now.
Oh, now?
Like
I'd agree with you. I'd agree with you on that. So, you want to tell everyone how we start off after we listen to the commentators?
Yes, because the commentators are going to annoy me all fucking night.
Alright. So we start with the Nitro Girls.
Yes, and I have to say that, before that, Bobby wears a gold mask.
Oh, yeah, because he was... Oh, that was good! That was a good part, because he was, you know... He's getting into the Halloween season.
Yes, and now we see loads of girls in the ring dancing, and it's the Nitro Girls, and I think to myself, oh, how far woman has come in.
Yep.
It's like, oh, look at these girls, they can dance.
Yep.
Woo!
So, you'd think
and that's all the thing they can.
Right. So you'd think at this point, after the Nitro Girls come out, okay, we're going to go to our first match.
We'll never see them again, I thought.
Right.
Oh, fuck, was I wrong?
Yep. Oh my god. I can't wait to get into this. So.
Then we have Mean Gene interviewing Rick Steiner.
Yeah, the only time we see Mean Gene tonight.
Yes.
Which was surprising in a good way.
And I think Rick Steiner looks like a mix between a biker and a doofus. Then Buff Bagwell comes out and he wants to be in Rick Steiner's corner, and I think he will double cross him, because have we ever had the match where somebody comes out and say, oh, I want to be in your corner?
Right.
Without there being some kinds of shenanigans?
So,
no.
So, and I want to point this out to everybody before we go further. Rick Steiner is scheduled to face Scott Steiner at this pay-per-view.
Right.
So remember that when we go forward.
So, David Kincher presents the first match, and it's for the television championship between Raven and champion Chris Jericho. This is an okay match.
Really?
I rate all the matches.
I did too, and I also have Meltzer's as well.
And I give this a 2.5. I mean, it's an okay match.
Really? I actually...
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
Right. Wow,
I will hate.
I enjoyed this opening match.
Yeah.
Raven cut a good promo saying how he went to bed at 11 a.m. this morning, and when he got to the building, he found out about this match, and he didn't want to be in the match. No. I didn't think it was that bad. I really thought this was a good match. I thought this was the best match on the show. Well, for me, anyway.
It's definitely the best show on of the night.
Right. I'm tempted to go back with my original grade. I think I will. I'll give this the original grade that I had, and that's a B+.
Yeah. I'm going to rate them out of 5.
Okay.
So,
if you're
2.5, I don't know what that is.
Well, you're that's about halfway. Meltzer gave this 3 stars.
Okay.
So you two aren't too far off.
So now Hulk Hogan comes out.
Oh, yes!
Eric Bishop, and they give us this shit promo. I mean, this is atrocious. Like, who the fuck give give Hulk Hogan the microphone. Like he can't cut a promo for his fucking life.
Not at this point in time.
Nope.
I mean, now there was one sign that they showed, which wasn't that bad. It said impeach Eric and Liz.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That was pretty good. But yeah, why did we need this promo? And then they showed him beating up his nephew. And for those who are curious, that is his nephew in real life. That is his honest-to-God nephew, Horace.
So, now Meng, who the fuck is Meng?
Oh, that's Haku.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Versus Roth. Again, who? In Who Are Those People match.
Oh.
And here things begins to go south. A lot south. Because this is not a good match. Oh. They are so fucking stiff and not good at all. I will give this 1.5 out of 5. And Raph wins.
I mean, I'm a big Haku fan. I love Haku. I think he's one of the baddest people that ever lived. But everyone who's ever talked about Haku says that he's like the nicest guy in the world. So I believe that. It was okay for what it was. I gave it a C.
Then we have a back scene segment with... Yes?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Meltzer gave this 3/4 of a star.
Okay. Back segment, Cruiserweight talk with shit sound. Like, why couldn't they fix the sound in this segment? Like, I could not hear what the champion said. I was like, who's this and why should I care? So now we have Disco Inferno versus
Juventud Guerrera.
Yes. For the opportunity for the Cruiserweight Championship.
This match ended up being way better than it should have been.
This is such an okay match.
I gave this
2 out of 5 and Disco goes over.
The only complaint that I have about this match, Fro, I don't know if you're going to agree with me or disagree with me on this. Disco's pants. Oh my god. Those were hurting my eyes watching that match.
It's nice to hear some disco music.
I know, right? I mean,
dancing.
The gimmick's not bad. You know, it's an original gimmick. I actually enjoyed this match. I gave this a B-.
Okay.
Meltzer also gave this 3 stars. So.
Then we have the Nitro Girls again.
Oh, yay!
And NWA music comes out and gives a promo that gives no fucking sense whatsoever.
All I got.
I can I can try to do a kind of a promo like it is, like sausages.
All I got.
You like sausages. I am like sausage. If you take it in a bun and you shake it around, and then you take ketchup on it, and then you take mustard, then you shake it back. Mustard is good.
All I got from that promo, Fro, was how, like, he had freaks in Chicago, and he comes over to Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is nothing compared to Chicago.
And he wants to make a tag team match.
With the Giant!
And if he loses, he will face his brother.
No! You have a scheduled match!
I am so fucking confused.
Oh, Fro, this is where the show goes down for me, is that segment.
I am so confused.
Because, okay.
Why are they making a match now on the pay-per-view that has stipulations I know is going to happen? I know it now. How?
It was so
fucking
bad.
stupid.
It was so bad. Oh my god.
Oh, so bad.
Oh.
But then we have Finlay against Alex Wright. And I have always liked the Finlay. But Alex Wright, I like him.
Oh yeah, Alex Wright was a good wrestler. He was totally underrated, underused, I think, in WCW. To be honest, I think he does the best. Maybe I think him and Chris Jericho is on the best. I gave this a 2.5 as well. I really like this match. Now, something I learned during this match, and I didn't realize it, was Alex Wright is a second-generation wrestler. I had no idea. Meltzer wrote that Finlay was not the original opponent for Alex Wright. It was supposed to be Davey Boy Smith, but that got changed the day of the show. I gave this a C, and Meltzer gave this 1.25 stars.
Then we have a lot of backstage talking.
Oh my god! This with Ernest the Cat Miller, and it's like, I am the greatest! And Lee Marshall's like, you know you're not. You know there's someone who's already called the greatest. Really? Well, I'm the real deal! Well, you know there's someone else called the real deal. Who called themselves the real deal? Who called themselves the greatest of all time? I'd fight the both of them. Well, you can't fight Muhammad Ali because he's got Parkinson's. That's what. Oh, poor Ali. How he lived his life.
Lodi comes out.
Oh, God. This match.
With what I would call... I'm so confused.
Oh, my God.
Like, why is he bringing a lot of
signs?
Paper signs to the ring?
He was one of the original sign guys, if you think about it.
Hit or stand, it says, for example. Oh,
so he
is... Yeah?
No, go ahead. You tell him who he faces.
Oh, this is my favorite wrestler of all time, Saturn. What a shitty match.
Oh man.
Okay, one of them is the fun gimmick and one is trying to be the super serious gimmick. And this does not work at all. This match is so...
yeah, it's bad.
And in the middle, he brings up signs like Lodi loves Texas.
Right, and it's like, what?
Why? And of course, Saturn wins.
Yeah. I gotta hear you.
I give this a 1 star.
Alright. Well, again, this match was changed the day of the show because originally Saturn was supposed to face Eddie Guerrero. Guerrero had transportation problems. He missed his flight and arrived late. Oh, if we'd gotten Saturn and Guerrero, that would have been a good match. I gave this a D. Meltzer gave this 1/4 star. That's how bad it was. He gave it 1/4 star.
Then we have some WCW Nitro flashback, and we see the Steiners attacking, and yeah.
Okay, can I ask you this, Fro? When you saw that, did you think that was going to be the next match?
Yes.
I did too.
Yeah. Of course I thought. Then we have, hey, guess what? I almost called you Luke. Guess what, Bill?
What?
Nitro Girl!
Oh, yay! God. It's the 3rd time!
Again?
And Fro...
How many fucking times are they coming out?
And,
for fuck's sake.
And I just want to say, Fro, before you dive so deep into shooting on the Nitro Girls, because I used to order WCW pay-per-views now and then during the Monday Night Wars. The Nitro Girls were not on those pay-per-views, if ever. This was like an exception.
So weird.
Oh, God.
it's Disco Inferno coming out, and I was like, what? Why did they show this promo from last week before a match that has absolutely nothing to do with it? Why? It's so weird. And Kidman comes out, and I have a question for you.
Okay.
This Kidman, he looks really familiar.
Yeah.
Where have I seen him before?
He ended up being in WWE after WCW got bought.
Oh.
And he was married to Tori Wilson at one point.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this match was for the Cruiserweight title. This was the match that Disco earned earlier in the show.
And what the... I mean, okay. I'm going to be nice.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
They could not work together. Like, there's something about chemistry in matches.
Mm-hmm.
And this match has absolutely no chemistry whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like, it feels so incredibly rehearsed. Like this, sometimes I don't want wrestling to look like it's rehearsed. I want it to become natural. I want it to be fluent. I want it to be like some. I think I said to Margaret, my girlfriend, that I like it because it's soap opera for men. For men.
Right.
And when it stops up here and like kind of becomes the match, it feels there's something not just like clicking between those two guys. I gave this half a star.
I am on the other side of the fence on this one because again, okay. I enjoyed this match. It's not the match of the night, but I thought Disco did a good job for doing two matches in the most god-awful trunks I've ever seen. Those things hurt my eyes. But you know what? There's one thing I want to give Disco credit for. And I forgot to mention it in the first match he had. He hit two sick-looking pile drivers in his matches. I mean, they looked... Oh, he did it so good. I gave this a B. I thought it was a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. Meltzer gave this 2.25 stars. Now before you go into the next match, I do have to read this because there's one part of the show that got cut out, and maybe it's a good thing.
What?
This is what Meltzer wrote. Next up was the best thing on the show, which was the Conan Lowrider video from San Diego.
Really?
Because they did mention during the Nitro Girls Dancing that they were going to premiere Conan. It was the world premiere of Conan's rap video. So they cut it out. And I did some research. The link that I was going to send you if you didn't have this event, Fro, it also cut out the Conan video.
So now we have Scott Steiner with the Giant, and I was like, oh, the Giant, he looks familiar.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. This match. These next two matches. Oh my god.
Yeah, and he also does a lot with science. And his brother comes out, Rick Steiner with Buff Bagwell, of course.
For the WCW tag titles. And if Rick wins, he gets his match with Scott, which was already scheduled at the freaking beginning of the show!
This is the most awful shit match I've seen in my life.
Oh no. No, it's not.
Well, no. Well, I thought it was.
Right.
I thought was going to be the worst match of the fucking evening.
Oh, wait till later.
And I was like, okay, this is just boring as shit to watch.
Yeah.
And it was so predictable. And you can say many things about how bad Big Show was booked in 2000s and things like that. But look at this WCW match where he was the Giant. This is awful. This is atrocious. This is so bad.
Okay.
I gave this, and hold on to your shorts, I gave this half a star of half a star.
Wait, half a star of half a star?
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
1/4 of a star.
Okay. Alright, so here are some of the spots we should mention in this match.
Oh, no.
Buff Bagwell turns his back on Rick. He low blows him. So it was all a ruse. Scott Steiner low blows Rick. Get your dirty thoughts out of your mind, people. Like 4 times during these 2 matches. It is so bad. But the spot of this first part of the match, the Giant does a missile drop kick from the top rope. He's at this point in '98, he's at about the 500-pound mark. At about this point in time, although they exaggerated his weight in this match. Yeah, he's big. For him to do a missile drop kick from the top rope, that is impressive. That is impressive. So, I gave this a C. Meltzer gave this 2 stars.
Yeah, and then we suddenly, right after that, had their match of the evening.
Rick versus Scott.
Why was this right after? They said it was going to be a 15-minute break.
Bullshit.
What the fuck was this?
Okay.
I was like, they are going to have a 15-minute break. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have 2 or 3 matches in between.
Right.
And I was thinking to myself, that makes sense. No! They have the match right fucking after the first match.
Yep.
Makes no sense.
Oh, this is the second worst. Ooh, is it the second worst match of this show? I don't know. It's second or third. So they have their match, and then a fan comes over dressed as Bill Clinton. He gets in the ring, and this is where the referees start getting beat up. So the referee gets knocked out. Oh, it's Buff Bagwell in the Bill Clinton suit.
Of course it is. I knew that. You know that.
Then Tony Schiavone mentions, oh, by the way, this is a no disqualification match. Well, thanks a fucking lot for telling us now in the middle of the match. I mean, shit, you could have told us right there.
And you see how, when he finally wins, you see how the audience stand there. And they're not even applauding. They're like,
Bro. Okay.
So silent.
Okay. The Steiner brothers were the team of the 90s. I saw them on TV. That team was incredible. How WCW shits this angle up is amazing. And then, what makes this even more worse is the fact that the bell rings for no reason, and Bagwell uses the referee to count the pin, and it ends, and he kicks out, and it's so damn terrible. Oh my god! God!
It's atrocious.
I
Then we get NWO.
I gave that match a D, by the way. Meltzer gave it 2 stars.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. You gave it what?
Meltzer gave it 2 stars.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I was just angry that they lied.
It's shit.
They lied to us. They lied. Yeah, and I see Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash. And also I see Hall of Famer with a toothpick.
Scott Hall.
I always forget. Huh?
Scott Hall,
yeah.
Okay, now the video package they did for this match was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of stoked to see this. I thought it would be a pretty good match, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't. But yeah, Scott Hall against his brother in NWO, Kevin Nash. It was an okay match.
I thought the story was told very good.
Yeah.
It just, the action was a little weird. Like, the beginning was good, and then there was like
the beginning with the power.
Oh, the ending was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the ending. Because it was like, Nash was like, I don't want to do this, but I've got to do this.
Right.
No, I didn't mind the match. It just, the story was good, I thought.
I give this 2 stars.
I gave this a C. Meltzer gave it 1 star.
Oh, I think that's a little...
That's a little low.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, no, it was an okay match. I mean, we will see something else that isn't so good. Mm-hmm. Hey, guess what we get here, my friend Bill?
Yes.
We get... Oh! I had never seen them before. The Nitro Girl.
The 4th time! This...
And this time in wigs.
Oh my god, in wigs. I can't wait till we give our thoughts on this at the end of this review, because I am going to shit on some people on this one.
Oh, so bad. Okay, anyway, we continue. Oh, I was so looking forward to this next match.
Yeah.
Bret Hart. I love Bret Hart. And he's going...
Heel Bret Hart in WCW is interesting. I'll just say that.
And he's going against Sting.
Yeah.
I love Sting as well. I had... when I saw Sting, I was like, oh... Hey, Undertaker. Yeah, but the red face paint.
Oh, no. Oh. Yeah. That, I don't know why he ever joined the Wolfpack. I never got it.
I loved his red face paint.
Oh, man. So.
But this match.
Yeah.
Definitely not match of the night.
No, but it's better than about half of the show.
Yeah, but the beginning is so slow, where Bret Hart doesn't want to wrestle him.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it goes too long. It goes too long before they start wrestling. Like, I don't want to wrestle. I go outside the ring. I go. Mm-hmm. Like, it took too long. The build-up to it was too long, where I, kind of lost interest in the match before it started.
Mm-hmm. And then I think we should get into how this match becomes, because I think it's like in the middle or almost past the middle. Sting is in the ropes. The referee taps on his shoulder like 2 or 3 times. Sting accidentally elbows the referee.
Yeah.
And then, for no reason whatsoever, Bret Hart delivers a leg drop onto the referee.
Yeah. Poor referee.
And then, a few minutes later, Sting hits a superplex, and Bret Hart lands on, like, the ankles and legs of the poor referee.
Yeah.
Jesus, this referee.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him. But, yeah, no, this is, when the match gets going, this is a good match.
Mm-hmm.
I gave this 2.5 stars, so...
I liked the ending. I liked how Bret Hart was vicious enough, basically, to do anything to keep that title, because it is for the U.S. title. Mm. And he hits Sting like 3, 4, 5 times with his baseball bat. And then he puts on the sharpshooter, Sting's out. I gave this a B-. Now, Meltzer gave this 1.5 stars.
Oh, that's too low.
Yeah. All right, so that does it for the review of Halloween Havoc. So good night, everyone.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
All right.
No,
we got to do it. We got to do it.
Have the main event.
Yeah, main event number 1.
I was looking most forward to
the biggest rematch of all time.
Hulk Hogan
versus the Warrior. Oh my gosh.
This match is atrocious.
Oh, this is bad.
This is the worst match I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. This is... I can't think of any worse match. Can you?
I'd put this in my top 10. Because the worst match, I still say, the worst match I've ever seen was, and you won't know who it is, but I'll explain it real quick. It was in Mexico for Triple Mania, the AAA promotion. The Villanos against the, I think it was like the Psycho Circus or Clown Circus or something. That was the worst match I've ever seen in my life. But this is top 10 worthy. This match.
And I feel like, who can I blame here? Can I blame the Warrior? Can I blame the Hulk Hogan? Can I blame the people behind them?
I would blame the people behind them.
Yeah.
Because I'll give Warrior and Hogan a pass. Because, and I know that sounds shocking, but I'll explain my reason. These two guys are, they're pros. They've been doing this for a long time. Something just didn't click. Whoever set this up, beginning, middle, and end, did a horrible job. And
this is the first time I felt like I watched Hulk Hogan being extremely old. Like, I've seen him wrestle better matches in TNA, and I am not fucking kidding you. I've seen him wrestle better matches in TNA. That's saying something.
Like, okay, now the Fireball thing, that crap happens. Accidents happen. So I can't blame Hogan on that. It's just the pacing of the match is
so long.
Yeah.
It's so long.
It's 14 minutes.
Yeah.
It's the second longest match of the entire show.
Yeah.
But it's just a really bad match.
It's too long. It's too long. I did not understand the pacing of this match whatsoever. It was like I felt like there was two people there that wanted to perform,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't want to perform
Right.
against each other.
Right.
Like, there was no interesting in like doing what was right. And like when Warrior, for example, he steals Hogan's belt and starts to whip him with it. It's so bad. So bad.
Yeah. It's just battle around, and then
then
there's too much interference.
Running around in the ring for no apparent reason. And then we get, of course, some clusterfuck from them with Eric Bischoff.
Yes, because like Bischoff interferes, Giant interferes, Virgil interferes, Stevie Ray interferes, and finally Horace, Hulk Hogan's nephew, interferes and costs the Warrior the match. And you could, the people in that arena could tell that was a shitty ending. Oh, they could tell.
Well, but it wasn't the ending, no. Because after that, horrible match that I gave 0 stars to, by the way. We suddenly got this dressed man on the microphone.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you still talking Hogan Warrior?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because guess what they tried to do?
What?
They tried to burn the Warrior.
Yeah.
They Horace squirted, like the lighter fluid, and they were gonna light him up. I was like, oh my god.
Horrible match. Let's move on to the main event.
Oh, hold on, real quick. I gotta put mine in real quick. Okay. I gave this match an F. Flat out F. And Meltzer, are you ready for Meltzer's rating?
Yeah.
-5 stars.
-5 stars indeed.
Yep.
But then we get to the main event.
This saves the show.
Oh, this saves the show so much.
Oh, yeah.
This is the match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
DDP against Goldberg.
For the WCW World title.
I was so satisfied with this. I gave this 3.5 stars.
This match was so good. If you're looking for a match where you can make the argument, hey, DDP deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, this is the match. Because the way that match goes, and the crowd was into it. That crowd was into that match. Because, after that last match, on most occasions, it's like, you can't rebound. But somehow, this match does it. And it's so good for the short amount of time that it is. And it made Goldberg look like $1 million. It really did. I gave this a B+. Meltzer gave this 3.25 stars.
Yeah, as much as I did, almost. I gave it 3.5.
Now, before we get into our thoughts, I do have to tell you this, Fro.
Bless your mother.
Oh, that was my sister.
Oh.
I do have to tell you this. I don't think you've ever heard this story. And there may be some who are listening who've never heard the story I'm about to tell you. So I'm going to tell the story. This show is infamous for a lot of reasons, which we have gone through. But the last match is infamous. Because when that match began, remember, this was on pay-per-view. When this match began, the feed to the pay-per-view went out. Because of how long the show ran, there were people who did not get to see the main event match.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, according to Meltzer, approximately 25% of these systems
Oh my god.
shut off before this match happened. So, what they did the next night on Nitro, they showed the entire match on Nitro for free.
Good.
And it ends up being, at that time, the all-time cable TV viewing record.
Mm-hmm. I don't doubt that for a second.
It did a 7.1 rating.
Wow.
7.1. And this is after, because, like I said, not everybody got to see the main event match. Oh my god. Alright.
Really
So, Fro, I gotta hear your thoughts on this pay-per-view.
Oh, all over, I give it a D.
This is by far not the greatest WCW pay-per-view. By far. Although, I'm not going to say it's the worst. And I want to say to Fro that not all WCW pay-per-views are like this.
Good.
I think, not right away, but in the future, maybe give you 6 months, go to WCW pay-per-view rehab. We try another pay-per-view.
Okay.
And you can
I'm up for that.
And you can see that not all WCW pay-per-views are bad. But I want to
Give me the best one then.
All right, I'll yeah, we'll look for that. But I want to say this. This is where the show drove me crazy. First off, and this is no disrespect to the girls, why do we need to see the Nitro girls 4 times?
I know.
Once or twice, I would have been okay. We don't need them 4 freaking times.
No.
And then, the unnecessary promos. Hogan, Scott Steiner, what is with that? We don't need that. It's a combination of, you had some good matches, you had some decent matches, and you had matches that just plain sucked.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at least I can say I saw Halloween Havoc 98. So,
I saw it too.
yeah, man, that was, yep.
What a good pay-per-view. But talking about pay-per-views, we should get talking about the 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah, let's do that. We're going to do our predictions now for Ring of Honor and WWE. We'll start with Ring of Honor, and their 16th anniversary show is tomorrow night. So,
Nice.
this event is, of course, on pay-per-view. You could see this on Fight TV. You could see it on Honor Club if you have that. So I'm going to go find the matches because I had it earlier.
I will not ding anything here, but I will.
I am going to on this one because you do normally the WWE ones. I'm going to do the Ring of Honor ones for.
Yeah, I know nothing about the Ring of Honor. So.
Okay. Do you want to include the pre-show match because we do have a pre-show match? Okay. So the pre-show match will air on Ring of Honor's Facebook account and Honor Club if you want to see it. It is Tennille Dashwood, a.k.a. Emma, against Brandy Rhodes.
Oh, I like Brandy Rhodes as well. I will go with Emma.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Emma on this one. Alright, then we'll get into the pay-per-view card. Punishment Martinez against the villain Marty Scurll. The winner of this match gets the next shot at the Ring of Honor World title.
I hope the villain wins.
And here comes ding 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 number 1 for me. It is going to be Marty Scurll. So I'm going to do what you do, Fro. So I'm stealing your gimmick here. If I get any of these guarantees wrong, I will add a prize to our WrestleMania contest. So.
Nice.
All right, next up, Flip Gordon against Hiromu Takahashi.
I will go with Flip Gordon.
This should be a good match. I think this is going to be a fun match.
Okay.
I see Hiromu taking this one.
Okay.
Next, we have Matt Taven against Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Ooh, this is... I'll be honest. I am sort of tempted to go for Matt Taven. I think for this one, I will go with Matt Taven.
Okay.
Just to be different. Then we have the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. The Motor City Machine Guns will defend the titles against the Briscoe Brothers.
Never go with the Briscoe Brothers, so I will go with the champions.
I'm going to go with the Briscoes. I think they're going to win this. If they don't, I think it'll happen sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Then we have, for the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles, this is a Vegas street fight. The Young Bucks and Adam Page defend against Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky.
I will go with the challengers.
I'm going to ding this one. This is a guarantee pick number 2 for me. I am also going with the challengers on this one.
Oh.
And then the main event match for this 16th anniversary show, Dalton Castle defends the Ring of Honor World Championship against Jay Lethal.
I'm going with Castle.
This is ding, ding, ding number 3 for me. I am going also with the champion, Dalton Castle. So I got 3 guarantees for this one.
Whoa.
So we'll see how everything works out. And I will be live tweeting, or I'll do coverage of that event on our Twitter account, which we'll plug at the end of the show.
And that was tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. So you'll be a bit in bed by the time this show happens. So
yes, I will
probably watch it over the weekend. Is my suggestion.
Yes, I will watch it on Saturday.
Yeah. All right, so now we go to Fastlane, and that is the other event happening this weekend. It is this Sunday, the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, and this is a decent-looking card. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah, the card is looking more and more interesting the more you look at it, almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's one match I don't care about at all, and that is actually what I think is going to be the pre-show women's match.
All right. Well, we have 6 matches as of now, so let's go through it, and we'll start with what you think might be the pre-show match. It is a women's tag team match. Becky Lynch and Naomi against Natalya and Carmella.
Yeah, because I don't think Carmella will cash in, I will go with the heels.
I'm gonna go Becky and Naomi on this one.
Okay.
The next match we have, and I'd be surprised if you didn't ding this one, Fro. Shinsuke Nakamura against Rusev.
Ding, 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 ding. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, God, yeah. Although that's going to be...
I am looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a fun match.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot more fun than I think people...
But yeah, no, you don't let your challenger for the title lose before paper.
Not 4 weeks before WrestleMania.
No. You just don't do it.
Then we have, for the United States title, Bobby Roode against Randy Orton.
Yeah, I'm going to be really careful here, because I feel like this could turn both ways, actually.
Yeah.
They really like Randy Orton. I don't. Am I going with my heart or my brain? Do they want to build him up before WrestleMania? I will go with the champion.
This might be the hardest match to pick.
Yeah.
Might be.
I think so.
I'm going to go with Bobby Roode. Because I think what will happen is these two will face each other again at WrestleMania. I just don't know if it's going to be... No. I just don't know if it's going to be one-on-one, but that's just me.
No. I think we will get something else for WrestleMania. And if you have to ask me right now, I think he will go against Dolph Ziggler.
Interesting. All right, the SmackDown Women's title is on the line. Charlotte Flair against Ruby Riott.
Yeah, ding, 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 ding. I'm going with champion.
Yeah, it's not Ruby's time yet.
Nope.
Not yet, so I'm going to go with Charlotte. Then we have, for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, the Usos defending against the New Day.
You know what? I think this is maybe also one of the hardest matches to predict. A little because they like building both of the teams up. And to be honest, it's the two best teams in tag team right now.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to this match. This is actually maybe my second highest anticipated match of the night, to be honest. But I am going to go with the boring option that everyone is going to keep their title during the pay-per-views. So I'm going to go with champions.
See, this is tough.
Tough because they like both of the team.
Yeah. My thing is this. Since Jimmy and Jay have been in WWE, to the best of my memory, and I could be wrong, they've never been on the main card of WrestleMania. They've always been on the pre-show. And I don't know how they haven't been on the main show.
I know.
I think for me, this match is going to decide who goes to WrestleMania and might possibly be on the main show and who could end up being either on the pre-show or be like a comedy act, for WrestleMania. Because remember, the New Day last year didn't even have a match. They were the hosts of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Usos. And then we have the main event, the 6-pack challenge for the WWE title. AJ Styles defending against John Cena, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I'm going to ding this, actually, believe it or not. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding. No, but I'm going to ding it for two reasons.
Okay.
I want to see Shinsuke Nakamura against AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the main reasons I would stay up to watch WrestleMania. How crazy is that? I mean that.
Yeah.
I actually mean that as a compliment to both of the men in this match.
Yeah.
A huge compliment to both of the men in this match. I want to see AJ Styles against Shinsuke Nakamura. It's that fucking easy. And if you go through the others, okay, are they going to give it to the Lone Wolf? No. Mm-mm.
Oh no.
He's not ready.
No.
Are they going to give it to Dolph Ziggler? No.
Mm-mm.
He's ready, but he's not big enough a name.
Now's not the time.
Yes. Are they going to give it to Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn? No, they are going to have a match between each other at WrestleMania.
All right.
Like, everything looks like it's going to be them against each other at WrestleMania. And are they going to give it to John Cena? No.
Oh, no.
He's going against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So, like, if you look at it that way, there's absolutely no other choice than giving it to AJ Styles.
Yeah. The best line that I could say about this match, and it's so true, Fro. John Cena is not going to be world champion for the 17th time and break the record at Fastlane. Exactly.
No.
Like, okay, here's how I would rank the probability of winning from least likely to most likely. Cena is least likely. Cena, Corbin, Ziggler, Zayn, Owens, and Styles. Styles is winning this match.
Yeah.
If it's any other outcome, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, that's the reason why I dig it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tra-la-la.
Tra-la-la-la-la.
Ding-ding-dong.
All right. Well, let's get into some news, because we do have some news to bring up.
Okay. Yes, for example, we have a new Hall of Famer.
Yes, and I am so happy for this one. Oh my God, it's about freaking time.
Finally, I got someone in the Hall of Fame I'm actually wanted this year.
Hillbilly Jim is going into the Hall. This was a surprise. I didn't see this one coming.
And so well deserved.
And you know what? Here's the thing. Hillbilly Jim never won a title in WWE. It doesn't matter. Hillbilly Jim was such a dedicated employee to WWE for so long. He is one of the nicest people, I think, ever in this business.
Mm-hmm. Everybody says that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen him in person. He is a super, super nice guy. So he definitely deserves to be in.
And I'm going to be honest, before he went into the Hall of Fame, I was like, am I really going to bother to even see the Hall of Fame?
Now there's a reason!
And now there's a reason. I want to see what Jeff Jarrett says about TNA, and I want to see what Hillbilly Bill says.
Oh, yeah. Now, this might surprise you, Fro. This may be the only inductee announcement that we've posted on our Facebook group that has gotten all positive reaction.
I mean, I'm super stoked that he's finally getting into the Hall of Fame.
I will read.
This is so well deserved.
Let me read some of the comments. Ruben wrote, "I'm totally happy and it's well deserved." Mm-hmm. Brian wrote, "I'm fine with him." Justin wrote, "About time."
Yeah.
Joe wrote, "Love it." And Ernesto wrote, "It's fine. I wonder if they will bring back Bob Orton back to induct him, because Bob Orton trained Hillbilly Jim to become a professional wrestler." So,
probably.
And you know, that's the funniest thing, because, like, you know, if you watch
Legend... I was
thinking
maybe they would bring back Hogan.
See, that's what others are saying. Oh, this is going to be so fun. This is going to be so fun. And we will discuss the entire class in 3 weeks on March the 29th. for our big Hall of Fame preview show. So congratulations in order to Hillbilly Jim, one of the absolute nicest people you can meet. Super nice guy. Got no complaints whatsoever. Want to bring this up. Rey Mysterio was injured last week at an indie show.
Oh, what? Wait, is that news? Isn't he always hurt?
Well, this is a different area, though. It's not the knee.
It's not the knee.
No,
wow.
It is a torn left bicep.
Oh.
They don't know. They don't know if he can compete or not. Because remember, he is scheduled to face Jushin Thunder Liger on the 25th of March for that New Japan show in California. So there's
a match that I really wanted to see.
Yeah.
By the way.
So it might go, it might not. That remains to be seen. So if we get any news, we'll bring that up. So, we also have our first musical guest announced for WrestleMania. It is, and Fro, I've never heard of these people. Or actually, well, no, that might be the right term for this one. R&B sister duo Chloe and Halle will open WrestleMania performing America the Beautiful.
Never heard of them.
Exactly. The duo are signed to Beyonce's Parkwood Entertainment, and their first album, which is entitled The Kids Are Alright, will be released on March the 23rd.
Oh.
But you know what, though? I will say this. Doing America the Beautiful for WrestleMania, that is a big honor for whoever does it.
America.
I think we might have to do a poll and ask everyone what their favorite version is of at WrestleMania of America the Beautiful, because there have been some good ones.
Mine.
Your version?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
When know the lyrics?
There you go. I'd have to. Ooh, God, there have been some good ones. I'd have to really think on that one. If we were including all performances, like anthems and stuff, the answer is hands down Robert Goulet, WrestleMania 6. But,
that was a good one.
But we're doing only America the Beautiful. So, Fro, are you ready for the greatest Royal Rumble of all time?
Yeah, I've heard some rumors about this. What is this for?
Well, these are not rumors. This is the real deal.
50 competitors?
Yep. Because on Friday, April the 27th, at a live event in Saudi Arabia, the WWE will hold the greatest Royal Rumble. A 50-man Royal Rumble match. 50 men! Well, maybe this press release may or may not tell us. The Saudi General Sports Authority, in partnership with WWE, will present the greatest Royal Rumble event at the King Abdullah Sports City in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia on Friday, April 27th. For the first time ever, the Royal Rumble match will feature 50 WWE superstars. As part of this historic event, fans will see John Cena, Triple H, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, The New Day, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Shinsuke Nakamura, among others. Ticket and broadcast information will be available in the coming weeks. This event is part of a 10-year strategic multi-platform partnership in support of Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia's social and economic reform program. Vince McMahon said of this, "The greatest Royal Rumble will be a spectacle of historic proportions. Our partnership with the Saudi General Sports Authority reflects a long-term commitment to present WWE's world-class entertainment to a global audience on a grander scale than ever before. Well, then what's WrestleMania?
Yeah. Why is this so close to WrestleMania now?
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks after.
Oh.
You know what, though? I'll say this. If this is on the network, I will be watching this event.
I am going to see this, of course.
If it's on the network, I'm going to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down, I will go see it.
It says it's going to be broadcasted, so...
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Now, I want to end this week... Or actually, hold on. There's one more story, and then there's one more thing I'm going to bring up. So our last news story for this week, and I think this is a very interesting story, Fro. Because this week, one is a rumor, the other is a confirmation. So let's start with the rumor. There is a rumor going around that after WrestleMania, again, we're going after WrestleMania, the WWE will have a new championship belt. It will be the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah. Yeah, they need more in the 205. They need to get more people into it. It's already a little too little roster.
Right, but if you get more, yeah.
And bringing a title into such a little roster like it is, I'm not sure that that's smart if they don't bring in more people.
And I think they will after WrestleMania.
I hope so. I mean, we could have a tournament kind of thing in.
I think they will.
Yeah.
I think it's...
205 is doing a lot of things right now.
They've changed.
205 has been the most interesting thing that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
Lately.
I think if Vince was still running 205 Live, I don't see that happening. Right. But since Triple H is in charge, I could see this definitely happening.
Yeah.
And the other title, which I'm going to tell everyone right now, if you don't want to hear this, because this does contain some spoilers, you might want to fast forward a little bit so you are surprised when you hear this announcement. Okay, so for those of you who stayed, last night at NXT's TV taping, William Regal announced that at TakeOver New Orleans, they will present and crown a brand new championship title. It will be the NXT North American Championship.
I don't like that.
Okay, well, I'd like to hear your reasons on this.
Because it's going to be North American. Why?
Well, it's
a little too nothing.
All right. So how will this be determined, you say?
Yes, how will this be determined, I say?
By a 6-way ladder match.
Okay.
And I have the participants in front of me.
But what is the...
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't like this. What are the qualifications for this match? I don't get it. You have to be from North America?
Well, one of them is not from North America that's in this match.
So why
the belt?
North America?
Well, I think the belt's going to be defended in North America. Like, you know how Oh, okay. The European title's a bad example. Never mind. Okay, like the Canadian. Okay. All right. I got it.
The European title is not.
Well, no, because when WWE had it, the belt was always defended in the U.S. I don't know. But anyway, he announced the 6 men that are in this match.
Okay.
The 6 men that are in this match are EC3, Killian Dane, Ricochet, Adam Cole, Lars Sullivan, and the Velveteen Dream. I like this. I think they got the right people for this match. It'll just depend on how it goes, how it turns up. It's just, I understand your concern, Fro, being a geographically specific title.
Yeah, I don't get it. Me don't like.
Alright. We're going to end the show with another question segment. And I'm telling you, Fro, I'm enjoying these segments. The fans putting out these questions on our Facebook group and us talking about it. This is about a particular individual. Did the WWF drop the ball with ravishing Rick Rude by not making him the World Heavyweight Champion?
No.
Alright. I'd like to have your thoughts on that one, since you said no.
I mean, he's one of those that probably was good enough to have that championship. But in another way, I don't see. There's other people that have deserved it more than him.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go back to our conversation we had last week when we discussed, the best wrestlers that never were world champion. Rick Rude deserves to be on that list because he was such a hot heel. He, had this brash arrogance about himself. I am better than everyone. I am the women's delight,
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm going to answer this with the same response that I have with a couple of the wrestlers last week. Rude was just at the right place at the wrong time. Because you had Savage, Hogan, Andre, Warrior, Piper, DiBiase, Mr. Perfect, Sergeant Slaughter. I'm trying to think of other heels, that were around in that time. I don't know if Rude would have been WWF champion. I really don't think it would have happened, but it would have been interesting. But I will say, and again, this is another educational fact here for everyone, Rude was scheduled to win the WCW heavyweight title back in 1992. Because at the time, he was the United States champion. He had been U.S. champion for over a year. And he was going to face Ron Simmons at Starrcade for the WCW world title. And Rude, according to legend, was scheduled to win that title that night. But because he had a back injury, it prevented him from being on the show. He never got the chance to be the world champion. And I think if he had been the world champion WCW, 93 could have been an even more interesting year than it already was. So I'm going to say that he wouldn't have in WWF, but WCW he would have been, hands down. So, but that's a very good question. That's a very good question. Okay, we have a little bit of developing news here. Brian Alvarez reporting on Wrestling Observer Live that NXT superstar Abby Laith has been released from the company.
Oh.
Abby seemingly reacted to the news on Twitter with the following remarks message. And it reads, a quote that Rocky Balboa said. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit, it is about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. I'm a little disappointed. I thought she had a future. But
definitely.
I guess WWE didn't feel that way. So, hope Abby does very well in the future. I really do.
We wish her well in her future endeavors.
Yep. Well, let's start wrapping it up for this week. You guys can follow the show on Twitter at WrestlingShow11. Fro, where can they follow you?
At Bananiskram on Twitter.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter at House of Bill. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, That Wrestling Show Fan Group. Type that in the search bar. You are right there. And if for some reason you can't find us, click on the link below in the description box. You're right there. And remember, we're only 3 members away from 200. So let's get 3 people in between now and the time of next week's show.
Do it.
Yes. Check out our website, thatwrestlingshow.com. And please visit my Patreon page, patreon.com/Bill's World of Podcasts, where your donations can help support not only this show, but other shows that I do, including a mystery brand new show that will be coming out this spring. So,
something to do with music, I've heard.
Yes, it is. Fro, what are you guys talking about this week on Another Digital Citizen?
We talk about Eurovision and how Eurovision started and what Eurovision is.
So sort of like a history lesson.
Yes.
Awesome. This week on Shark's Pond, I review the episode Free Hat.
Is it about the free hat? By any means?
Yes and no to a degree. You'd have to listen into the show to hear about it. Plus, and I know this is going to make you happy, Fro, this weekend, a new episode of Nostalgia Crew.
Oh, finally.
As Danielle and I, in this episode, we are going to discuss a special that is near and dear to my heart. I've watched this like 80 bajillion times and probably will continue to watch it another 80 bajillion times. I'm not going to say it what it is. You guys got to tune in to listen to what it will be. Next week on That Wrestling Show, we conclude Review Mania as Fro and I discuss Ring of Honor's 16th anniversary show and WWE Fastlane. Plus, we'll discuss other wrestling news going on in the world and a whole lot more. Just want to give everybody a quick reminder. In 3 weeks, it is our Hall of Fame preview show where Fro and I will discuss in full length each and every inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame, the class of 2018. And Fro, I got a surprise for you for that. I'll tell you right now. I get off work early that day.
Nice.
Because it's the beginning of spring break, so we get to record early. And in 4 weeks, April the 5th, will be a live episode of That Wrestling Show on Facebook, where we will preview everything happening WrestleMania weekend. The biggest weekend of the year. Well, Ring of Honor NXT, WrestleMania, the conventions, everything. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it all. So, get you guys ready. Oh, and next week, I'm going to make an announcement about our WrestleMania preview show as to who the first celebrity will be, in quotation marks, for our WrestleMania preview show. And one more thing, I can confirm it now. We have our tables. April 21st, Tribute to the Legends Convention, Joppa, Maryland. Myself and Brian and a few other people will be there. Come to our table, say hi to us, talk wrestling, maybe even get a picture with us. Who knows?
Does it cost money?
Getting a picture with me?
Yes.
No, it's free.
Oh.
And you can check out some of the stuff that I'm giving away, so you guys can join in and have fun. Alright, well that does it for the show. Everybody have a good, safe weekend. If you are going to Ring of Honor or Fastlane, have fun. As always, be safe. And when you are done doing whatever it is that you do, come right back here next week for another episode of That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And as we always say, wrestle on! Halloween Havoc sucked.